All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another testing here at Erolin 3D Martial Arts. Very excited today because today is a very special testing here for one of our adult students, Ms. Chaunté Vigil. She's testing for her first Dan black belt. We're very excited for that. And so thank you so much for joining us here. Thank you so much again to our virtual judges as well as our ukes, partners here in person. Thank you, Sensei Dean, Senpai Jasmine, Senpai Jacob, Mr. David Valenzuela. We're very excited for this. Chaunté, are you ready? Ready as she'll ever be, right? And so the allergies have kicked up for her and whatnot as she had just finished a 1 mile run in 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Very excited for her on that one. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. So stand in attention, please. Face the flag and bow. And face front to everybody online and bow. Very cool. All right. Okay, Chaunté. Just as we've normally done, as you're well aware, we'll go ahead and I'll repeat the techniques, the combinations several times and whatnot. We'll start with some more basic stuff and then progress up to the more challenging techniques as well. So starting off, let's start off with our high block reverse punch jab. High block reverse punch jab. Ready? 1, 2. Low block reverse punch uppercut. Low block reverse punch uppercut. Ready? 1, 2. Inside block back fist reverse punch. Inside block back fist reverse punch. Ready? 1, 2. Outside block reverse punch jab. Outside block reverse punch jab. Ready? 1, 2. With your back arm, outside block to hook punch. Back arm, outside block, hook punch. Ready? 1, 2. Outside block jab. Outside block jab with your back arm, right? Ready? 1, 2. Low block with your back arm, jab. Let me change that, excuse me. Low block with your back arm, back fist. Low block with your back arm, back fist. Ready? 1, 2. With your back arm, high block uppercut. High block uppercut. Ready? 1 and 2. Back arm, inside block to back fist with that same arm. Inside block, back fist. Ready? 1, 2. Knife hand strikes to ridge hand strikes. Knife hand strikes, front hand to backhand. Ridge hand strikes, front hand to backhand. Ready? 1, 2. Sweeping elbow strikes, front arm to back arm. Sweeping elbow strikes, front arm to back arm. Ready? 1, 2. Upward elbow strikes. Sure, absolutely. Go for it. Yeah, absolutely. So technique number 12, upward elbow strikes to downward hammer fist. Upward elbow strikes, front arm to back arm, to downward hammer fist, front arm to back arm. Ready? 1, 2. Downward elbow strikes, front arm to back arm. Downward elbow strikes, front arm to back arm. Ready? 1, 2. Upward sweeping elbow strikes to downward sweeping elbow strikes, front to back. Upward sweeping elbow strikes to downward sweeping elbow strikes, front to back. Ready? 1, 2. Spinning elbow strike, high spinning elbow strike. Ready? 1, 2. Spinning back fist. Spinning back fist. Ready? 1, 2. Reverse knife hand strikes. Front hand to back hand, followed by a spin. Reverse knife hand strike. Front hand, back hand, followed by a spinning reverse knife hand strike. Ready? 1, 2. High X block. High X block. Ready? 1, 2. Low X block. Low X block. Ready? 1, 2. Double knife hand block to spear hand strike. Double knife hand block, spear hand strike. Ready? 1, 2. Lastly, wrist strike to knuckle strike. Front hand to back hand. Wrist strike to your knuckle strike. Front hand to back hand. Ready? 1, 2. All right, go ahead and stand in your ready stance. We'll move to kicks here in a moment, but first go ahead and get a drink of water. Take care of your nose. Have some fun with that. Good job, Chaunté. Very nice. Good job. Ready? All right, let's go for it. All right, your kicks. Let's start off with your front kick. With your, let's go front leg, back leg to skip front kick. Okay. Front leg, back leg, skip front kick. Ready? 1, 2. Side kick. Just side kick with your front leg right now. Side kick with the front leg. Ready? 1 and 2. Side kick with your back leg to skip side kick. Side kick with your back leg, skip side kick. Ready? 1 2. One moment. Okay. Roundhouse kick, front leg to back leg. Roundhouse kick, front leg to back leg. Ready? 1 2. Skip roundhouse kick. Skip roundhouse kick. Ready? 1 2. Knee strike, front knee to back knee. Knee strike, front knee to back knee. Ready? 1 2. Back kick. So stand in your ready stance, please. Back kick. Ready? 1, 2. Fighting stance. Inside crescent kick. Inside crescent kick with your front leg, and then inside crescent kick with your back leg. Ready? 1, 2. Outside crescent kick. Outside crescent kick. Front leg to back leg. Outside crescent kick. Front leg to back leg. Ready? 1, 2. And then skip outside crescent kick. Skip outside crescent kick. Ready? 1, 2. Low high side kick, front leg. Low high side kick, front leg. Ready? 1, 2. Now low high roundhouse kick with your back leg. Low high roundhouse kick, back leg. Ready? 1, 2. Inside press kick. Inside press kick. Ready? 1, 2. Outside hammer kick. Outside hammer kick. Outside hammer kick with your front leg, please. Ready? 1, 2. Now with your back leg. Ready? 1, 2. Inside hammer kick. Inside hammer kick with your back leg. Ready? 1, 2. Skip inside hammer kick. Skip inside hammer kick. Ready? 1, 2. Skip outside hammer kick. Skip outside hammer kick. Ready? 1, 2. Final set of kicks, your hook kicks. Hook kick with your front leg and hook kick with your back leg. Hook kick with the front, hook kick with the back. Ready? 1, 2. Spinning hook kick. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Skip hook kick. Skip hook kick. Ready? 1, 2. Lastly, spinning hook kick. Spinning hook kick. Ready? 1, 2. Let's do that one more time. And 3. Ready, stance? Very nice, Chaunté. Good job. Go ahead and get a drink of water, all that good stuff. Okay? All right, jump kick time. All All right, here we go. Go ahead and go to fighting stance. Let's start off with your jump front kick with your front leg, please. Jump front kick, front leg. Ready? 1, 2. Now with your back leg. Ready? 1, 2. Jump side kick. Jump side kick, front leg. 1. Ready? 2. And now with the back leg, jump side kick. Ready? 1. And 2. Roundhouse kicks. Let's go jump roundhouse kick with the back leg. Jump roundhouse kick with the back leg. Ready? 1, 2. Now with the front. Ready? 1, 2. Fade away. Fade away jump side kick. Ready? 1, 2. Jump spinning hook kick. Jump spinning hook kick. Ready? 1, 2. Jump spinning side kick. Jump spinning side kick. Ready? 1, 2. And lastly, your jump 360 roundhouse kick, aka the tornado kick. Jump 360. Oh, sure.
Of all the kicks, you did fast.
No.
That's good.
I just can't remember what things.
Ready? 1, 2. Very nice. Good job. All right, we're going to move to combinations in a moment. So go ahead and get a drink of water, whatnot, all that good stuff.
Try to breathe in. Like, can you get water?
Oh. For me, it's always easy to do the back touch in the water. You get that.
Okay, 12 combinations. First combination, your jab, reverse punch, hook punch with the front, uppercut with the back, knife hand strike with the front, reverse punch. Jab. Ready? 1, 2. Roundhouse, jump 360 roundhouse, spinning reverse knife hand strike to reverse punch. Ready? 1, 2. With your back leg, hook kick to roundhouse kick with that same leg, spinning hook kick. So a hook round combination to spinning hook kick. Ready? 1, 2. Let's do that one again. Ready? And go. Spinning crescent kick, inside crescent kick to skip side kick. Spinning crescent kick, inside crescent kick, spinning skip side kick. Ready? 1, 2. Back fist to inside press kick. Back fist, inside press kick. Ready? 1, 2. Outside block with your back arm, jab, spinning back fist, ridge hand strike, roundhouse kick. Ready? 1, 2. Knife hand block, reverse punch. Knife hand strike with your front hand, reverse knife hand strike. Vertical punch to spinning hook kick. Ready? 1. Ready? Go. Two. Combo number 8. Reverse knife hand strike, reverse punch, skip front kick to jump front kick. Ready? 1. 2. Yes, absolutely. Gotta love allergy season.
No.
High X block, front kick, knee strike, uppercut to downward hammer. High X block, front kick, knee strike, uppercut, downward hammer. 1. Ready? Go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, front kick first. Go. Go. Let's do that one more time, okay? Ready? Go. Outside block, reverse punch, ridge hand strike with your front, spinning hook kick to jump 360, roundhouse kick.
Yes.
Ready? 1. I'm sorry, you said your left leg was your favorite? What? I'm just kidding. Ready? Go. One more time. Ready, and go. Combo number 11. 11 of 12. Wrist strike with your front hand, knife hand strike with your back, reverse knife hand strike, vertical punch, front kick, outside hammer. Ready, go. Go. Last one. Roundhouse. 2 jump 360 roundhouse kicks, spinning hook kick. Absolutely. Once again, it's going to be a roundhouse kick with your back leg, 2 jump 360 roundhouse kicks, then spinning hook kick. Ready, 1. Again. Ready, go. Let's do that one more time. Okay. Ready, go. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Good job, Chaunté. Very nice. We'll move to forms here in a moment. After forms will be our self-defense and escapes section. No, you know what? I'll give you the choice. Which would you rather do first? Would you rather go forms first or self-defense and escapes? All right, we'll continue. Well, yeah, we'll do the forms. All righty. You have 8 to 10 forms to demonstrate on the minimum, right? You choose the order in which you do them. You don't need to do a basic form right now. You don't have to do the basic form 1 or 2 right now. I'll call that I'll call one of those. Okay, so you have your young champions, your tegus, your 3D forms, as well as your creative and choreo, and anything else you want to add in there. So your creative. That sounds great. Ooh, creative with the weapon.
Maybe.
You may begin your form when ready. Mm-hmm. cool. Very nice. Next form whenever you're ready, whatever that may be. Take a jump. You may begin when ready. Very nice, Chaunté. Very nice. Young Champions won. Sounds good. Nice job. Very cool. And Champions 2. Sounds great. When ready. All right. Okay. 3D1. Good. Very nice. Very cool. You have Taegu Sajang, 3D2, and Koryo remaining. Very nice. Very nice. 3D2. Very nice. Good job, girl. Choreo. Nice job. Good job. The last form I'd like to see you demonstrate would be basic form 1. Okay. Very nice. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Go ahead and get a drink of water. And we'll take a quick 2 to 3 minute break. And then we'll move to our self-defense and escapes section. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Sorry about it, I was pretty fine, I can't. Okay. I think it's a combination here, so, and I went. I didn't want to cooperate at all. I'm like, I don't know how to do the rest of it, but I'll do that out.
The best thing about testing is like how the character will happen.
Well, after I was supposed to be driving conference. like everything's speaking my mind.
Alrighty. We ready to continue? We good? Huh? As good as you? No, you guys are standing up there. You guys are standing up there. Yeah. So here we go. Let's start off with basic escapes 1 through 7 here first. Mr. David will go ahead and be the first attacker, and we'll basically be bouncing back and forth between Mr. David and Senpai Jacob. So here we go. Basic escapes 1 through 7. Each one twice. First one slow. Second one DNA. You may begin. Yeah, each one twice. Each one twice. Yeah, great part. There we go. And then number 2. Three. 3 is from the front. Number 5. Grab hard, grab hard. There we go. 7, grab the sleeve. There we go. Cool. Switch out. Outside wrist grabs. 90 seconds. Show as many as you can, please, in the 90 seconds. Ready? Go. No, you're gonna only do it once, so do it strong but controlled. Ow. Well, those are your nails?
They're really short, too.
Yeah. Yeah. 20 seconds left. And thank you. Very cool. Stand attention, face each other, bow, switch out. And let's go inside wrist grabs. Another 90 seconds. Go. Yes, we'll pause. Ready, go. 30 seconds left. And stop. Very nice. Yep. And then switch out again. Double wrist grabs. Double wrist grabs. No. Are you guys cold? I'm cold. But it's okay. It's for her benefit. Chaunté, are you cold or you're perfect? You're okay. You're okay. The temperature's perfect, right? Sounds good. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. She's trying to freeze us out for sparring.
Yeah, right.
All right. 90 seconds. Double wrist grabs. Go.
Oh,
25 seconds left. And stop. Very cool. Switching out. Front choke hold. Attacks. And we'll go 60 seconds for this one. Go for it. Yep, there you go. Bring it back to the center. Thirty seconds left. And stop. Very cool. Very nice. Switching out. She's like, he's moving so quick. She's just stopping your attack. Yeah. We'll move to rear choke hold in a moment. Again, another 60 seconds. Just yeah. Don't do that. Ready? It could be side view. Side view will be fine. Go for it.
Oh, what are you doing?
15 seconds. Nice job. Very cool. Front, switch out. Front grab to the chest. You can either use one arm or two arms. You can mix them. One arm, two arms, but you get grab to the chest. That's it. Okay. Yeah, either two or even just one, like a tough guy grab. You can switch it out. And for this one, 60 seconds, or however many you can do, whichever one comes first. Go for it. Oh. 10 seconds left. And stop. Set attention, face each other, bow. Very cool. All right, go ahead and fix your uniform here real quick. We'll give our assistants here, our trusted, mighty, brave assistants, a few moments of a break while you and we move to our ground defense. Ground defense work. We'll start with from a chokehold first and then a ground and pound.
Great.
Turkey?
Yeah. I don't know where it is. Yeah, my key that you got me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
No,
that can't be.
It's right here.
There you go.
Oh.
I thought it was on the outside. I was like, where'd it go?
Yeah. I was about to say, no way would that have ripped. It's a nice gi. He is. Bow first. Just because I'm going to try and beat you up doesn't mean I actually want to. All right, so I'm going to be side mounting, side mounting, choking. Okay, I'm good? All right. Very cool. Ground attack. Oh, yeah, no, please. So, alright, now from the top, you know I'm going to be down, I strike your face, immediately, as much, as quickly as you can. Stop my punches, stop my attacks, get me up. Cool. Okay, ready? Nice. More times. Time. Alright. Good. Very cool. Give her a hand. Alright. We'll go to gun defense first, and then we'll do knife. Cool. And of course, as you can imagine, well, let's actually just cover this. So when you have someone pulling out a knife on you, right? Maybe you're at the ATM or something like that. What's the concept? What should you be doing? Like,
Give them whatever they want.
give them whatever they want, right? Absolutely. And if they say something like, hey, you know, give me what's in your purse, give me your keys, and let's say your keys are in your purse, that's right. You give it to them, right? You show them, right? Absolutely. Okay, exactly. You ask to reach first. Very good. Okay, and so, but let's say that they're not letting up. I'm going to move the mouse. So what's going to happen is when you move, I'm going to have the gun out. When you move, I'm going to pull the trigger, right? So you'll hit that button, right? When you move. So of course, stop the attack, stop the attack.
Nice. Okay.
Yep. Do a couple of strikes or blows to stop your attack, okay? One more time. Good. All right, give her a hand. Demonstrate. All right, knife defense. Okay. Straighten. All right, we will, with the knife defense, we'll start with a scooping attack first. Your low strikes, your low stabs, right? All right, and for this one here, again, a little bit, I don't want to say slower, but again, let's just demonstrate the technique and the finesse behind it. Okay? All right, go for it. All right, and stop. Very cool. Switch out, please. All right, let's go with an overhead attack. An overhead attack. Okay. And you may begin.
Okay, I just
15 seconds. And stop. Very cool. All right, last one. Last one. You're going to, Mr. Dave, you're gonna hold the knife against her throat as if her back was against the wall. So Chaunté, you have a wall. Your back is against the wall, and again, just show us a few defenses from knife against her. Okay, perfect. Yeah, knife is against her throat, and you may begin.
okay.
All right, go ahead and stop. Very cool. Stand attention, face each other, and bow, please. Nice job. Good job, Chaunté. All right, we'll do a board break here in a moment, but go ahead and get a drink of water, all that good stuff. It's okay.
I don't know who gets your face. It's right here.
Hey, you know what? It happens. It's part of it. Who would like to hold a board first? Go for it. All right. We're gonna. Would you like to punch with the reverse punch first? Whichever. Yeah. Let's go top one, please. Actually, let me see that board real quick. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the order. Yep, that one will be fine. Reverse punch. Breaks. Reverse punch. You can obviously put it whatever angle you want. Senpai Jacob, take a step back, please. There we go. Cool. Hold. Lower the board a bit. There we go. Tight wrist equals tight fist. There we go. Good job. Very nice. Next break. Another, well, you choose the kick. Hook kick, hammer kick, spinning side kick, spinning hook kick, spinning hammer kick. Jump 360 roundhouse? No. You said hammer kick? All right. Sound good. Lower, not higher. Very nice. Good job. Very cool. Now, a jump spinning kick of your choice. What type of kick would that be? Any type of jump spinning kick. Oh, I don't have that. The bottom of it.
Is it jump spin or just?
Any jump spinning kick.
Okay.
Just try. Okay, try the jump spinning hook. Yep.
How do you go work?
No, you're gonna hold 2 hands. Yep. Stay still. Don't move. Don't move, Senpai Jacob. Okay. There we go. Nice job. Last one. Flying sidekick. For this one, I'm going to need both of you, please. Okay. Okay. Both are going to lie down on the floor right here. Yep. No, not like that. Yeah, on your, knee down. There we go. Yep. Like so. Then you're crouching. You're going shoulder to shoulder, nice and tight. Very cool. Right leg?
Yes.
All right, sounds good. So be held here. Try again. Yep, a little high. Very nice. Good job. Very nice. That was a clean break, too. Wow. Yeah, one of the wood pieces went in my shirt. Oh, good stuff. All right, sparring time. What? Would you grade it? Whatever you would like. She broke them all. All right, while you guys get your sparring ground, let me go ahead and wipe it up, clean it up a bit.
You know if they're supposed to wear mouthpieces or braces?
They make mouthpieces specific for braces. Yeah.
I just feel like that would hurt a lot.
I know, right? And I don't have braces, so I wouldn't even know. But then again, I would imagine that the mouthpieces, because they make them for because they make the mouthpieces for racers that it would actually not hurt.
I don't have.
All right, so what's going to happen here is you're going to go ahead and do a one-on-one continuous match followed by a two-on-one continuous. And each round is going to be 2 minutes. You'll have about a 1 minute break in between. And then we are going to do a 3-on-1 simulation. And that 3-on-1 simulation is going to be kind of what you've seen some of the other black belt candidates do before, where we're imitating 3 different attackers around. I'll cover that in a moment. And then we'll do our fun little floating glove sparring drill. And then, of course, the self-defense match. Okay. All right. So, you'll go first for the one-on-one. He smiled. He smiled. All right. Go ahead and stand at attention. Please face each other and bow. Very nice. 2 minutes. Ready. And go. Thirty seconds left. Make sure you keep that backhand up. Backhand up. There you go. Garden. Yep. And stop. Stand at attention. Bow. Touch left. Good job. Very cool. Get a little bit of a 1 minute break.
So they're too big? Do you think shrink? Shrink? I don't know. Wait, is it 1 2 minute or 2 minutes?
What?
Is it 2 minutes one time?
No, this one's also gonna be 2 minutes. This one's also gonna be 2 minutes. Here we go. 2 on 1.
Oh.
Yeah. 2 on 1.
Oh,
Stand attention. Bow. Touch gloves. Go. There you go. You're doing great, Chaunté. You're doing great. Back and forth. Back and forth. Yep. You're halfway there, right? You have less than 50 seconds left. You can grab and hold them. For this final 20 seconds, you can grab and hold them. No, she can, not you.
Come on, take your right foot away from me.
And stop. Stand attention. Bow. Touch gloves. Good job, Chaunté. Good job. All right, for this, you could take off that gear. The next 3 sections, you will not need it. Yes, please.
You think you're paying now?
Yeah.
Chaunté, you're pacing here?
And breathe.
right, this next section here is going to be a 90-second section, a 90-second sparring simulation, where you have we're going to simulate a 3-on-1 attack, where you have 2 attackers in front of you and 1 attacker that's behind. The one that's behind is always going to be trying to take your back. We're going to put the context that we're putting this in is this is a street fight where someone is ganging, or there's a trio that's trying to gang up on you. So we want to see you mix in your offensive as well as your counter-offensive movements and your techniques. You don't have to be attacking the entire time, but you do need to be moving around, and even if you're transitioning, the transition should be tactical as opposed to trying to run down the time. Okay. All right. So think of it like a very, very combative dance routine. Ready? Go. Halfway there, 45 seconds. Nice. There's less than 15 seconds. 10 seconds left. And stop. Very nice. Good job. All right, get a drink of water, then we'll move to the next section, the first part, the first of 2 self-defense style sparring divisions. First one being the floating glove. You'll want your mouthpiece for the next 2 sections here. For this area, your objective is to simply evade and defend from my trusted handy-dandy floating glove. The target areas that I'm going to be attempting to hit and strike will be the head, chest, stomach, and sides of the body, as well as your legs, the thighs, and the calves. Obviously, I will not strike at the knees, nor will I strike at the face. I may fake to the face, but I won't strike there. Again, your objective during these 2 minutes is to evade and defend from it. You must be warm up. When you're ready, we will begin. Yeah? It's okay, I can't feel my toes. Huh? Yeah.
Oh. Ready? Stand attention. Bow. Just close. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Start. Don't hit me! One minute remaining. You got this. Push through it. Oh. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. Stop. Woo. Good job.
One more round, one more match. No gear, sparring.
What's the judgment's word for it?
Kyokushin.
Kyokushin. So that's the hidden switch. Secret to Richie's powers.
From now.
Over now.
From now.
Oh, no, not in. That's keeps going there.
Nope. It'll be fine. It'll turn off a little bit. The camera, so that's just a screen saving mode. That'll be fine. Last section here, 3 minutes. Only a mouthpiece is needed. Strikes to the normal areas, chest, stomach, sides, head. No punches to the head. Slaps to the head are fine. But again, no punches to the face. Kicks are allowed to the head. They controlled kicks, but kicks nonetheless. Again, chest, stomach, sides, below the belt. Legs, thighs, legs, calves, inside leg, inside thigh, outside thigh. Knee strikes to the chest, okay, or stomach. That's allowed. Takedowns of all kinds. Rear leg sweeps. Rear leg sweeps, over the shoulder throws. All that will be allowed, as well as groundwork. So you take me down, you can mount on top, you can strike down. Okay? 3 minutes. Yeah, I got it. No worries. Mm-hmm.
Ready, stand attention. Psychological. Touch, close, fist. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Reset. Go. Halfway there. Got this, Chaunté. Push through it. You got this, Chaunté. You got this. Push through it. 1 minute remaining. You're almost there, Miss Chaunté. Hang in there, you got this. Seconds remaining. It's the final. Let's do it. Ten seconds. And stop. Give her a hand. Hairs everywhere. Something to do with the bestie part. Yes. Yeah, go ahead and have a seat.
Oh, no, I don't need the mic. You need the microphone. Clip it on you. Oh, how you feeling?
Pretty good. In fact, that thing I think is helping. And bracelets and Ty Jacob, his mom let me borrow. It's helping with the allergy part, not the asthma part. We need one for asthma.
All right.
Where are these from? I can tell.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll be going back and forth between one microphone to the other. So anytime you get a question, just pause for a moment as I switch from one to the other. Okay. But hey, let's talk about your testing. Of course, let's talk about some of the oral testing parts, right? The oral questions. You had seen some of them, and so I want you to just kind of talk about. You started. Go straight to talking about your martial arts story. Okay. You wrote a phenomenal essay. 6 pages of just you sharing your heart, and I'm actually very appreciative of that. And of course, obviously I know it. I've been there. We've had many conversations of even you just starting up and like where the inspiration first came from with your childhood and whatnot. And of course, as you mentioned, that frozen yogurt time that we got together, and I just absolutely love that. And so, but anyhow, why don't you, for those that don't know your story or haven't got a chance to read it, why don't you go ahead and summarize your martial arts story and of course to where you are today. And I know that in your story you highlighted some very personal situations that you're even currently going through or not. So feel free to share whatever it is that you want to share, and just remember that the secret to people's successes are hidden in their stories. So if you choose to share something, just realize it may be an inspiration for somebody else. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and share your story?
So, I didn't start martial arts as a kid, but I wanted to do it as a kid, like many other kids. And you watch shows and movies, and you think that all the stuff that they portray in the shows and movies is real and absolute, and that you should be able to do it. But yeah, I was one of those kids who I had a very big imagination, so I played with everything else but the actual toys that my parents bought me for these things and activities. A brief thing was I thought you either had to be like a cartoon character or an actress or Asian to do martial arts. I was a kid. I had very weird, naive childhood. I mean, I thought Lake Elizabeth, where I grew up, was the world, even though I traveled to many other places. Somehow it was all still part of Lake Elizabeth. So, but yeah, so I couldn't be a cartoon character, and I wasn't Asian, so I actually had done acting as a child or young child, and really the reason I wanted to do that was so I could learn to do all the cool fight scenes in movies. I never got that far. I did a little bit of acting related things or modeling and whatnot, but just like every other kid has to go through a kind of weighing how much do you want those dreams, and as reality kind of kicks in, you start weighing what's more responsible, what's more realistic, all that type of stuff. So I got caught up in the whole, you got to go to school, got to get a degree, got to get a job, multiple jobs, all this stuff, which not to say that it's bad or anything, but I totally forgot about martial arts. And then at some point, my son, after I had him, and he was 4 and he was going to preschool, and we got a flyer for Young Champions. And so I took him to the one in Lancaster when we moved back up here with Sensei Tony, who I didn't know at the time was actually my son's father's instructor when he was a kid, as well as Sensei Matt. I didn't know Sensei Matt at this point. I just remember going, and my mother-in-law was like, "Who's the instructor?" And I was like, his name's Tony. They call him Sensei Tony. She's like, "It's the same Tony." I'm like, "How would I know? I wasn't there." But so it was same Sensei Tony. And then eventually Sensei Matt had come and substituted for, I don't remember where Sensei Tony went to, but it was like a summer or something. And that was an even funnier incident, because I went and told my mother-in-law We had substitute today, Sensei Matt, and she was all like, what's his last name? Is he Asian? I was like, yeah. She's like, you gotta find out his name, Erolin. His mom's name's Lisa. You gotta go see little Matt. It's like, okay. So I went and I asked him, and I just still remember that first day. I guess he had never, I don't know if he ever told the kids that he always said Sensei Matt. I don't know if he ever told anyone, Erolin. So when he looked at me, we were just like, who are you? How do you know this? So that was funny. And then it turns out that my son's father and Sensei Matt both did Young Champions with Sensei Tony. And then we all like reconnected, and we had frozen yogurt. It was a funny. And little Matthew was in car seat. It was a long time ago. And anyway, eventually found out that you had dojo and you were teaching adult students. And by this time, for whatever reason, I had done so much stuff in my life up to 25 years old, and somehow I was like, I'm old. I just figured I was too old to start something like that. But I used to sit there in the back of the Young Champions, just like doing the moves, so that when I went home and my son would be like, I don't know how to do this, I could show him somewhat how to do it. So, and then I remember at the old dojo, I was sitting there like doing them like behind the parents sitting in the seats, and I was like doing them, and I don't remember the exact words. I know I put some words in there, like you just basically were poking and prodding. But at some point, you just kept kind of asking, you want to do it? Hey, da-da-da-da-da. And then I was like, okay, so I'm going to do it. We got a tournament coming up. Oh, I can't really do a tournament. I've got a gift for you. You should do the tournament. Do the tournament. He was just like, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. I'm like, okay. So I did. And, I fell in love with martial arts. I love doing it. I love being here. Wish I had started sooner. As I said, I grew up in Lake Elizabeth. I didn't even know that like martial arts was a thing amongst Americans, I guess. And I didn't know there were schools for it. Then when I got older, it was like they're all kids schools, not really adult things. Maybe you can do like at say a 24-hour fitness or something. They have like a class, but it's not really training for it. So I got into it. I was obviously, like many people, super excited at first, and then adult life reality kicks in, and it's like you got to pay bills and things, so you got to go do work first. Your son comes first, your husband comes first, your family, this, that, and I'm very big about putting everything else before me. So that's what happened. Stuff started coming. I started missing practices. I'd always come back. Once again, Sensei Matt, he's always there to poke and prod at me, which is fine because I actually do. He knows I want to actually do it. So I'd be different if I didn't want to do it. But every time there was a challenge, Sensei Matt was there to be like, we've got a way around that challenge. Here you go. So even now, there's certain challenges going on in my life that I have to go around, and I was glad that martial arts is here. So I really like. I think it has to do mainly with this dojo and Sensei Matt, and Sensei Tony was a big part of it too. I helped assist at Young Champions, and he also poked and prod. He used to sit there and he'd be like, "You make a great assistant." Da 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 da. Until eventually, I wasn't catching on. He's like, "I want you to assist." I'm like, okay. I'm like, yes, Sensei Tony. But yeah, this dojo, and I love all the talks that we have, questions at the end. It always just makes me feel so much better about it. So I got into it, and that's how I went from. I started at 25, I want to say, is when I started, and then and so there's been hiccups along the way, and then after the recent stuff that's happened, just having that realization that this is what I wanted to do, be at the whole time. So glad that I can.
Wonderful. I just think that's so powerful. I mean, yeah, you had mentioned martial arts quickly became an integral part of your life. You enjoyed it so much that no one needed to tell you to practice. And you had made where is it? You had said you had said no matter how cruddy life may have gotten, right? Because life, like as you mentioned in your essay, life is what happens to you when you're busy with making other plans. And so, no matter how cruddy or challenging life got, you knew if you went to class, then you would feel like you could take on the world by the time you left. It instilled so much confidence in you, and quite frankly, it made you feel like you were freaking awesome. Absolutely. I just thought that was great, and then I just think in your essay you had mentioned, there were many times you thought of quitting. Your photography business had closed, and due to some circumstances there. So then you guys moved to Santa Clarita, and then Jude decided to kind of take a break from martial arts and play baseball and focus on that, which is great. Of course, that was a big hurdle for you because then you were still continuing, but at the time him doing it was an easy validation, if you will, or reason for you to continue on martial arts, because then you knew you were doing it with your son. So then when he took a break, you felt like you were doing it for yourself, and you felt like you were being selfish. And then, like you mentioned, some of the other life circumstances that you're currently going through. But then you had mentioned, so why didn't I quit? Because you had every reason to. And yeah, you had said, well, it turns out the reasons why I thought of quitting were the very reasons why I should have stayed, and I have continued to stay. And again, you cited certain things and certain reasons, and again, this family. And so I just love what you say at the very end of your essay, because I had mentioned, hey, you know what advice would you give to the next generation of martial arts? What advice would you give to others? And you said it, it's going to sound cliche, but do what makes you feel happy. The only person who is with you from the moment you're born until the moment you pass on is you. So choose things for yourself. It's not to be selfish, of course, but it's just to choose a life that you choose to live a life that you're proud of. And I guess an added bonus piece of advice is, if you're choosing to quit something, and by something it means something specific, something beneficial for you, think long and hard about the reason or reasons why you're choosing to quit, because your excuses for why you should quit are most likely the reasons why you shouldn't, and you should therefore, in fact, continue. I just thought, again, a very well written essay. You've always been very eloquent with that. And so talk a little bit about, what does it mean for you to be a black belt? Like, what are some characteristics of a black belt, and what does it mean for you to be a black belt?
As listed in our PDF, some of the characteristics would be obviously knowing the moves and showing a level of precision and knowledge, but humility, which I liked in PDF. It's not about I can't remember the way you worded it, of it's not thinking less of yourself, it's just thinking of yourself less. So I liked that line. Confidence, respect, showing respect to others. It's not something that you're just given or that you demand. It's something that you come in, you give and you get. Whatever you put out is what you receive. I believe that's true with everything, not just respect, but trying to remember all the specific points coming to mind right now. But I know I wrote in my essay about, as far as martial arts too, was resilience. I think comes with being black belt. Not quitting, at the same time knowing when to, I'd rather say, redirect versus quit. Just choosing a better path to get to your goals. I remember.
What do you feel like? What does it mean to be a black belt? For you, what does it mean to be a black belt?
And to me, means to be open-minded, to be willing to accept change, continue, just be open to every aspect, possibility. You are not the end-all, be-all, but you are a level of
expertise and should conduct yourself as such.
That's fantastic. Okay, I know that Sensei Dean needs to head out here in a few moments, and so before he headed out, I wanted him to be able to share anything that he wanted to, ask you a question if need be, right? So Sensei Dean, I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you, but go ahead and just take a few moments now and just share on your heart, or what you enjoyed about Chaunté's testing, as well as ask a question if you see fit. Go for it, sir.
Yes, Renchi. So overall notes, I think you did phenomenal. The progress you've made from at least when I last saw you in person and we last sparred, or we last had a class together, which was pre-COVID, I believe, compared to the last time I saw you then and what I'm seeing now, this is possibly the greatest margin of improvement I've seen from any student. When it comes to techniques, this was the most sharp and accurate I've seen in a long time. When it comes to forms, minimal mistakes, great stances, very sharp. Sparring, compared to when I last sparred you or when I last saw you spar, obviously I know that asthma is a challenge. It's a very difficult challenge, and seeing you push through 4 sparring matches without having to take a break, without having to stop and breathe, despite asthma and allergies, I thought that was excellent. The only thing I would mention in terms of what to work on, obviously, you're having a challenge with spin kicks, and that's something that could be easily worked on. It just takes, obviously, practice. And then regarding some of the escape maneuvers, I thought they were very well done overall. You were relying more on muscle memory, which is better than, trying to remember it in your head, which is great. But some of the techniques you were trying to overpower Mr. David or Senpai Jacob more, even though they're much bigger. And so if your goal is to overpower, obviously do wider and more broad movements, but try to catch them off balance instead of raw power it. Aside from that, I thought you did very well. This is easy. I can't say that. This is a phenomenal testing, I believe. This is one of the cleanest, most smoothest testings I've seen so far.
Wonderful, awesome. Did you happen to have a question for her, or should I turn it over to Senpai Jasmine?
I do have a question. How do you feel this testing went? How are you feeling about getting this far in the testing? What did you expect to happen, and what is that compared to the reality of the situation?
I think I originally had a better expectation before last night and not sleeping. I got 20 minutes of sleep. But after the not sleeping, I want to say I did a lot better than I thought I was going to do. I didn't know if I was going to make it through. So I want to say between the way, I did exactly how I averaged out how I thought I would do. So I'm proud, and I feel like I could have done better if I had slept. And it's a hurdle I can't overcome at this very second.
That's fantastic, fantastic. Okay, Senpai Jasmine. Thank you, Sensei Dean. Again, I appreciate your time and everything, and your perspective. Senpai Jasmine, your turn, young lady. You are spotlit. Go for it.
Well, I have to agree with just about everything Sensei Dean shared. This was definitely the best testing I've watched. And I'm grateful that I got to be a part of it. You did a wonderful, wonderful job, Chaunté. I mean, I'm looking at my evaluation sheet, and I think at one point I started typing on there like, well, this evaluation sheet probably won't help you too much because it's a lot of me just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I loved how you did this. I did that. but yeah, I really, really enjoyed your testing, and it's like every category we were on, I'm like, okay, this is my favorite category so far, and then we get to the next one, and I was like, no, this one was the best. And it, like I said, it was just really awesome to watch your testing. And I mean, I think I made a note, same thing with like a spin kick that could use some refinement, but all of it was minimal things. And anytime I saw something that looked a little off, like I could tell you saw that, I could do better. So I didn't even bother writing half of that down, because I'm sure you know more than anybody, like when you're in the middle of it, you know that you can do better with something, and where you can improve. So overall, it's just a phenomenal testing. My question for you is what was your mindset leading up to your testing, and what was your mindset as you were going through your testing?
So leading up to my testing has been a lot of different mindsets, because originally my test was February 26th, somewhere in February, and stuff came up, and I wanted to push through and do it at that time, but health said otherwise. And so then I was like, okay, well, prepare. I'm eventually have to go back. I've been dealing with some stuff that, to a certain extent, pushing it to the side, because it's really not. It's hard to explain, but it's not important. It's important because it just keeps coming up. But I practiced all the time, but at the same time, I was like, I wanted more, and those things that were getting in the way were getting in the way. So even though I was practicing a lot, I had this mindset of like, I'm not giving my mind the full attention of it. So I was worried about that. And then coming up to today, and I couldn't sleep last night. And then I got my 20 minutes of sleep, which I didn't even want to try to get 20 minutes at that point, but I did. And I was just driving up here. I was like, don't fall asleep. And then we had to do the run, which I didn't even think I was going to do it in that time. Like, since they told me it was that time, I was like, you're lying. But, and then the allergies started, which for the past month I've been running. I didn't have allergies, but I live in Santa Clarita, and I've been running at night. So, which is thing for the Vibes Up, Earth Nurtured. Let's have a commercial now. But this thing is actually helping. So I was worried, though, before Senpai Jacob and his mom got me this, that I was like, how am I going to make it through this? Just sneezing and going and get tissue. And I was like, I'm going to look like totally ridiculous right now, but we're going to do it anyway. So kind of just going through the test, it was kind of just like, just do it. Just do it. Like Nike commercial. Just just keep doing it. So I wasn't necessarily down myself. I know I laughed and joked like when I messed up, but it wasn't like when my mind was coming up to it like, oh my gosh, if I mess up on this, I'm going to be so mad at myself. As it came up to it, it was just kind of like, oh well, it's done.
Well, awesome. Okay, so now, how about Mr. David? Let me turn the camera over to you, sir. Oh yeah, I am doing that. Yeah.
I think you did really good. What Sensei Dean said about your escapes is try to use like my weight against you more than your force, and just like more like just use my weight. And I noticed when you like mess up or you get embarrassed, you try to like laugh it off, which is the good thing. It's not bad, but some people might misinterpret you like laughing it off as not taking it as seriously as you can. And so maybe like in other aspects you can work on that. Other than that, I think you did really good.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, thank you, Mr. David. And I guess I'll just turn this around. Whatever, I won't show him. All right, Senpai Jacob, why don't you go ahead and chime in on a few points. Go for it.
So, like Sensei Dean said, your techniques were sharp, loved your energy, you had good escapes. Your creative form was absolutely lovely. I loved it. Like with everything, little refinements here and there, but they'll come over time. One thing I want to point out though is very minute on your knife defense. Notice that when like you took me down, I noticed that you would grab the simulated blade part, and that would you would actually cut yourself. Just be mindful of that. On the gun defense, excellent movement, excellent getting off the center line. When you took Sensei down, he left his gun arm wide open. He could have turned that around, pop, pop. So when you take him down, control the weapon arm. All right, those are like the two little things I've noticed, but on that, spot on with your testing. My question for you is, you're in a unique position. You had a kid go through martial arts. You obviously liked martial arts as a young kid. You took martial arts, 2 different dojos, and finally here, and now you're testing for your first time. My question for you is, how has your perception on martial arts, basically the meaning, what it means to you, and how you view it as a lifestyle or whatever, as a kid, watching your son go through it today?
Okay. Well, I didn't actually go to Young Champions.
Oh,
I
right.
assisted because Sensei Todi asked me to, but so I've only actually been taught, though I can speak from an aspect of being the parent taking your child there. So as a child, as I said, I had a very skewed thought of you had to be Asian cartoon character or actress. This is not something that people do. I didn't know there was martial arts schools. As I got older, and I didn't even really look or think about it until my son got a flyer for Young Champions, and I realized that there are schools for kids and stuff. And so Young Champions, now Sensei Tony's a phenomenal instructor, but just the Young Champions umbrella, whatever, and the way that they teach and the way that the whole aspect is to, keep getting kids, keep making money for the city and or whoever controls it. So, what it is, okay? I mean, to be real, and I get it. Kids get discouraged, so yeah, just keep giving them the wrong kind of encouragement, in my opinion, to continue. So, and I could easily see that, kids weren't taking it seriously, and I'm very like, whatever you do it fully. So I would make you do it, and then I think part of it also was going to like some of the tournaments, and which some of the kids he was against ended up coming here, but they also did other schools. So he was going to these tournaments and realizing that he was underprepared, especially when he started coming here after Sensei Matt had come to Young Champions to assist or to substitute, I should say. And at first, Jude didn't like that. But he wanted to be better, so he started coming here and go to real tournaments and spar real people. Once again, Young Champions, not that it's bad or anything, it's just they've got a different level than going out into the real world. So he quickly learned that he was maybe top notch there, and then it's not so much here. So I liked when I came over here, obviously the fact that an adult could learn, but that it was more family oriented, that we got to know everybody, that Sensei cared about our growth in many areas, not just in our martial arts, and that it was more well-rounded, because it made it feel that concept of martial arts being a lifestyle. This dojo represents that. Not every, like, if you went to any other, I shouldn't say any other, but most other places like the Young Champions stuff, is you wouldn't get that. This is just a class, and you come here for X amount of weeks, like going to college, and if you go there X amount of weeks and you turn in your amount of homework, then you got your paper and whatnot. But whether you're really growing or not, I mean, two people can have degrees and one person be far better at it than the other person, but you wouldn't know. They both have the degree. So I just, obviously from being a kid and older, realizing that anyone can do martial arts, overcoming that hurdle, even though I know I was only 25 and now I'm like, that's not old. But at the time I was like, I'm old. So realizing that, age doesn't matter and there is no end, and it doesn't matter how long you take to get your black belt, and you're not competing with anyone else. So just really coming around to that, this is my life. This is the life I've chosen, and there is no end to it. And it's not, hey, this is just something I do, a hobby, martial arts. It's my life. So that's how it's come around. For the long answer.
That's great. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. No worries. And so, remember, this is your testing. So, like you answer however you answer however you need to. Exactly. It's gonna be a memoir, something like that. So, so I have a few questions here for you. One, let's talk about technical questions here first. Okay. So, I mean, everyone has already chimed in on certain points regarding, techniques and whatnot. And I chalk a little bit of it up to, exhaustion, right? You're tired, you're, both, and, lack of sleep. And I mean, it's a challenging, it's a challenging test, you're running, it's a high in cardio. So, it's all good. But anyhow, let's talk about some technical questions, right? When you're like, what's the purpose of a front stance and a back stance and a horse stance? Why would we have those stances? Why would we teach that? So what are the purposes of it?
I don't know if you've ever told me directly, but what I believe, at least as far as I believe, is obviously having a good stance so that you're not taken down if someone's charging at you or you're in a quarrel, things like that. Like the horse stance, for instance, when you're in the bear hug and stuff, that gets you low to throw them off, whether you're going to throw them over, your techniques, whatever. Your front stance, you're moving forward so that all your weight comes forward. And your back stance, you're still steady, but you're keeping yourself away. Also, having good stance in each one of those helps with the techniques, because as you pivot, you're using your hips to drive your weight. That's my idea.
Once again, I don't remember if you actually told me specific.
No worries. That's great. Yeah, exactly. Now, when it comes to your kicks, how would you teach a kick, whether it's a front kick or a side kick or roundhouse kick? How would you teach that to the brand newest student? No martial arts experience whatsoever. Their exposure to martial arts was that they saw it on TV or in the movies, and they're like, "That's cool. I want to do that." How would you teach the first kick, whatever kick that may be? How would you teach that to a brand new student, say that is in their early teens, 10, 11, 12?
Personally, I would obviously go over the stance,
But bringing the knee up, we would just keep practicing. Bring whatever kick it is, like, okay, we're gonna bring our knee this way, bring our knee this way. So front kick, obviously, we're gonna bring it up in front, and we're gonna keep practicing that. And once we get that, then bring it up, hold, extend, come back, extend, come back. And we would keep going over that, 1, 2, and then eventually it would become 1, and you just do the whole movement.
All right. Let's talk now about the future. All right. Of course, like we mentioned earlier, life is busy, or life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans, right? But when it comes to martial arts specifically, you talked about, it being a lifestyle, and you say this is what you want to do. So have you thought about what your next goal or goals in martial arts are, and even just where you want to go from here? Have you thought about that? And if so, just share with us a little bit.
well, I definitely want to continue.
I want to learn many different forms, like not forms, just as forms, like forms of martial art styles. There we go. So like I went and I learned the fan because I thought that was cool. And I look up all the time different martial arts things. I'm like, oh, let me incorporate that. So I want to learn different ones. I don't know if I necessarily want to go, if the opportunity arises, I would love to go to like another country and study for a little bit. That'd be cool. But I don't know if I would necessarily be like, okay, I'm going to go study at another dojo for this discipline or something like that. It's just something I would incorporate, go to seminars or workshops, things like that. Like we went to that one that was cool.
Dragon Fest.
But and that's just a personal thing, and obviously helping my son with where he wants to go always. But I've also thought about, like, I brought it up to Jude. I was like, we should just go out in our yard and teach people. So we live in a complex, and there's in front, we just call it the yard, but it's a really big yard area. And the only downside is it's kind of hilled. So, but I was like, yes. So thought about that. Obviously, sometimes weather would be a challenge. It's the only issue. Recently, with changes and things, I thought about, like, I could totally empty out my garage and put mats in my garage, but I have a tandem garage. And I was like, maybe I could still make it work. I'm not sure. We'll see how that works. The only downside to being my complex is most likely it would just end up being the kids in the complex, which maybe there's enough kids that would want to do it, just because there's like no parking. Unless if people want to drop off their kids, then they may do so, but they don't allow parking in the place. So I don't know where they're going to go for that time. Sensei mentioned like looking to community center. Eventually, I'm going to move. It's just not going to be anytime soon. I was like, so one of the thoughts was when me and Jude kind of wrote out like what our dream house is going to be, because we're like, we're going to get our dream house in the next couple of years. And I was like, one of them on there was like room for a dojo, even if it's just for me. I was like, I want a dojo, but I do like teaching, and I do want to come here and assist. And as I said, there's been life challenges and stuff, but I do want to be here and helping. I'm losing my voice. It's gone.
All those Kias.
Right. You yeah, you had mentioned in your essay, of course, when you moving and yes, you were driving up. I mean, which was amazing. This is pre-COVID, right? You're driving up, you're attending classes still when you can, and then of course, unless you had a photo shoot or Jude had baseball, whatever. But you'd come up and even you'd come up and you'd assist, but you'd figure out a way to make it happen so that driving up here was worthwhile, right? You thought of other things you need to do here in the Antelope Valley or whatever, and then of course COVID happens, and so you're like, hey, that's kind of a blessing in disguise, because then it did force me to leverage Zoom even more. I had leveraged it a little bit and whatnot, but not to the extent that I was certainly doing it now. And then now, then of course I'm not just going to say, hey, okay, we're going to put some classes on Zoom, whatever. But I was always trying to make it as best as possible for you, for Jude, for anybody and everybody else, Senpai Jasmine that is online, right? Coming from Alaska, Alaska, Santa Clarita, whatever. And but what I love about it is that it really comes down to the benefit of that program comes down to who's taking it. So to see you on there and to see you, giving it your all. I mean, I can see when you're glistening because you're sweating and you're striking hard. You're not just going through the motions. And so I just thought that's an excellent. I remember we did that wheelie good form drill, right? Where it's a spin the wheel and you got freestyle. And I said, all right, 30 seconds or 15 seconds of your own creative form in your living room. I'm like, watch out for the TV and stuff. And, you're just making your own creative form on the spot. And I just thought that was fantastic. So my whole point with that is that you are doing a phenomenal job of leading yourself first, navigating all of the life challenges that you're going through. And I think that's one thing we can both agree on for sure, is that you're going to have more life challenges. But that's kind of the beauty of it, because then at the end, right, when you get to the other side, you realize that the grass is greener because you were the one that was diligent, persevering, that you were the one that was watering it always, right? So I guess the last question that I have for you is, why do you feel that you would make a good black belt, a great black belt, and if so, why?
Is it on me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I do feel that I would make a good black belt. And the reason I actually feel I would make a good black belt is because I feel like I'm at the beginning. I feel like I am ready to learn and to coach and teach and just, for lack of a better term, be a sponge. As I mentioned in my essay, I came to the realization that there is no end, no real end. And I just feel like any black belt should have that mentality of to keep going, to keep learning, to keep giving. It's something I want to do. A little tidbit. I always remember at Max when I was like, no matter how far I move sensei, I was like, I'm not gonna quit, and that's exactly what I plan on doing. I was like, maybe at some point it might be like a little less here and there, but depending where I am, but I'll find a way. I was like, if I move to Japan, I'm gonna be here every summer or something. I don't know.
You'll attend back.
I'll attend back.
I remember you saying that, yeah, because I remember we had a conversation. This was the first Max. Say what? Fantastic. Thanks for letting me know. Yes, that's right. I think it was Max 2018 or whatever. You guys had possibly considered moving to Costa Mesa, Orange County area, something like that. And I was like, oh man. And you're like, but I'm still gonna come. I'm still gonna attend the dojo. Really? Yeah, I'm gonna be driving up. I'll drive up, like, maybe not every weekend, but few times, 2-3 times. I'm like, wow, that's commitment right there, And I realize it's not even so much just because of this dojo. I mean, yes, of course, there's a lot that this dojo does for you, but it's really you just having that commitment to yourself, right? That self of growth, whatnot. And I've always mentioned before, like, treat martial arts as if you get paid to do it. Matter of fact, actually, I would say treat martial arts as if you own it, right? Because at the end of the day, you do own it. But treat martial arts as if you own it, as if you get paid to do it, because you never know. In the future, you might, right? It may become a profession that you did not see coming, right? And I'm very much committed to helping you. Like, if you want, like, yeah, let's start up like a little community program in your little community, in your garage. I mean, I started this dojo not like this. I started this dojo in a driveway. We weren't even in a garage. We were in the driveway because the garage had so much stuff. I was living in my parents' house. I'm like, oh my goodness, hoarders. Just kidding. Right? And I've seen your garage before. And I'm like, yeah, we could totally make it happen, Anyhow, I'm just so proud of what we witnessed today. Yeah, again, your escape technique's fantastic. You're moving, you're doing something, your forms on point, really sharp combinations. I didn't have to repeat myself. So I knew beyond a shadow of doubt you had practiced it, not to where it was in here, but it was muscle memory. That was excellent. Fantastic. Okay. Everything that obviously everyone has shared has been phenomenal. So I won't necessarily repeat that, even though I echo their sentiment. But just not only what you displayed today, but what you have displayed over the course of your martial arts journey has been powerful. I just looked at the roster and I was like, man, how long have you been involved? How long have you been an integral part of this dojo? Do you know when you started? So I don't remember your exact age, but as far as date is concerned, May 23rd, 2015. So you're approaching 6 years now of being involved in martial arts. Yeah, and that's just being physically involved. Of course, you have been sitting on the sidelines, you've been watching, you've been learning, and you had been active, you in a way you had been active. You had been mentally active watching your son and being a supporter there. And so I just think that's awesome. I think you are setting a phenomenal example of not just for your son, not just other adult practitioners, but I think you're setting a phenomenal example for the next generation of martial artists. Okay, I 100% believe that wholeheartedly. So, why don't you go ahead and stand up for me, please? Yeah, they're probably tired. Shake them out a little. Shake off the rust.
No, my ankle's really like. No, they fell asleep tonight. I did.
All right,
No.
Or maybe just sit down. Maybe just go ahead and have a seat.
No, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay now. I think blood's coming back to them, but literally, I was sitting there for so long that they're done now. I think I'm okay. Thank you, Senpai.
That's funny.
I have to kind of stand like this though, because I hurt this ankle now.
So I just want to be the first, along with all of our judges here that have graciously served and have assisted today. I want to be the first to congratulate you in earning your first Dan black belt and welcome you to our Erolin 3DMA black belt family. Congratulations, Chaunté. Very cool. But in addition to that, again, you have assisted, you have helped, you have served, and you continue to do that. I mean, even virtually, you've not only assisted virtually in certain classes as we've gone through this COVID season, you've also assisted in many testings before, when it's not convenient and when it's, it is imposing on your time, but you've chosen to serve and help like that. And I just very much am grateful and appreciative that you have the knack of teaching and the heart to teach as well. And I very much want to help guide you in that even more. Because again, you have been a sponge. You have been someone that has learned and grown tremendously. So along with earning your black belt, not everybody earns a title change and grant, but of course we know the title of senpai means senior student and senior leader and whatnot. And so from here on out, you will also be known as Senpai Chaunté. Congratulations, young lady. Okay. All right, let me change the microphone here. All right, you can keep that on. I'll take that real quick. All righty, folks. Well, this concludes our testing here at Erolin 3D Martial Arts. We're very excited to announce the first Dan passing of Senpai Chaunté Vigil. Thank you so much for your support. We hope that you guys are healthy and well during this crazy COVID season. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Stand at attention, face our flag, and bow. And face front and with a kia, bow to all of our judges and guests online. And bow. All right, guys. Very cool. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone.